Good afternoon or good evening, everybody, and welcome to CU 101. Chef Matthew and I welcome you to a fine and first session here in your 12-week course. We are super excited to have all of you. This course, you're going to go from 0 to 60 real fast. So put your seatbelts on, and we've got a lot of information to cover. We're going to make it as palatable as possible and realistic as possible. A couple of things that we're working on throughout the course tonight. Once again, if you do have questions, hit down on the bottom bar. Thank you very much for pointing that out. Hit manage participant or participant and raise your hand, and Chef Matthew will get to you. If not, you can certainly make a mention in the chat box. You can type your question in there, and Chef Matthew will do his best to respond to you. And should it be something that he wants to share with the whole class, then we will do that. So moving on to the meat and potatoes here in CU 101, Culinary Foundations. In this class, you have two of us that you get to work with. My name is Chef Warren Weeks, and I will be your instructor. And then we have Chef Matthew, who is going to be your evaluator. You will be hearing his voice a lot for the next 12 weeks. His primary job is to take a look at your assignments, and he gives you verbal feedback, occasionally some written feedback, and so you will be in communication with him quite a bit. Remember as well, why you are here at Escoffier, it's not just limited to Chef Matthew and myself. There is a tremendous amount of support here. There are a lot of awesome white coats walking around here, so you are certainly not by yourself. We are here to help you succeed. You are going to hear this throughout the night. Communicate with all of us. It is extremely important that we talk to you so we can help you grow. A little bit about myself. I currently live in Tucson, Arizona. I am married to a talented chef. She was Tucson Iron Chef for 3 years. We have 2 awesome children. I have spent the last 37 years of my life in the culinary industry, working around the world. About 25 years as an executive chef, and the other years as a director of food and beverage, which means I ran the restaurants and the bars and the dining rooms. So I've been around just a little bit, and there's probably not too many questions I can't answer, but we are here to help you succeed. I want to turn this over to Chef Matthew so he can give you a brief, or not a brief, but a good introduction of himself. And so Chef Matthew, take it away.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. And I'm looking forward to this class. I'm really excited. We're gonna have a good time in here. And a little bit about myself. I've been in the industry for quite a few years. I spent 26 years in hotels and restaurants. And let's see, I did a river casino, and then I got kind of burnt out on restaurants for a while, and I started importing wine with my brother, so I have some wine experience. Let's see, what else did I do? I did a little wine sales as well. And then for the last 12 years, I've been teaching culinary and pastry. So I have a culinary degree and a pastry degree, and a lot of experience with both. And there's just a huge world of food out there. You guys are going to get a great introduction to it in here. And who likes to eat dinner? Show of hands. Yeah, that looks like just about everybody. Well, the great thing is when we get cruising in here, you're going to be able to turn what you're cooking in here into your dinner and into food for your family. So it's not like you're just cooking for class and then what do you do with it? No, you're going to be able to eat it and you're going to enjoy it. We've had stories of students feeding their friends and everything. So I'm just trying to get you excited, trying to get you a little idea of what's going to be happening, and get ready to have fun and get ready to work hard at the same time. So,
absolutely. Thank you very much, Chef Matthew. And Once again, Chef Matthew handles your evaluations of your weekly assignments, and then I am your instructor. So we love communication. We love to hear from all of you. It is our jobs to work with you and to speak with you, so you are never bothering us when you call. Pick up the phone, shoot us a text. We are here to help you succeed. That's our number one goal. Our number one goal is to see all 181 people get through this course successfully and move on to the next course. So we are all committed to that. So throughout the week, as you have challenges, if you have challenges with your assignment, if you have challenges, life events happening, can't make it, whatever's going on, you don't understand something that was said in the live session, you're going to reach out and contact me. If you have any problems regarding your grade that you received on your assignment, or you don't understand your evaluations, you're going to reach out and you're going to talk to Chef Matthew. Our phone numbers are listed on the right-hand side of the class page. You can call us or text us or email us or send us a message through the school system. We do our best to get right back to you. Sometimes it could take a half a day to get back to you, but we do get back to you as soon as we can. So there's no real excuse not to communicate, and we expect to hear from all of you continuously throughout this course. If you're making something, you don't understand it, pick up the phone. Hey, chef, I'm stuck. I need help, right? Or, hey, chef, I'm making this. I don't know what I'm doing. Can you help me? Hey, that's what we're here for. So take advantage of us and utilize that tool to the best of your ability. So once again, Chef Matthew, any problems with assignments or evaluations, don't understand the grade you got, reach out, call Chef Matthew. Any problems with not understanding how to do your assignment, life events, challenges like that, Chef Warren, hey, I need help. Talk to me. We're all about it. And before we move on and we get too much further, I wanted to introduce Michelle Richardson. She is from our support services. Is she here somewhere?
I'm here, Chef Warren.
What a guy. Hi, how are you? Welcome.
Thank you.
Hey.
Hey, Chef Matthew. So for you guys that don't know, you also have success coaches here at Escoffier. So as Chef Warren just explained to you, if you're having a specific question on a culinary technique or skill, reach out to your chef, reach out to Chef Warren. If it's about your particular grade that you received, then Chef Matthew is there to assist you with that. However, if you're struggling with anything outside of school that is non-academic, such as, finances, just juggling your schedule, even a health concern, anything outside of school that may have an impact on your academic performance, please contact your success coach. You all can reach your success coaches directly through your student portal. I did put my number in the chat, so you can reach me. If you don't know who that is, I can let you know. But my main goal is to really just make sure that you guys are successful and that nothing that happens outside of school will prevent you from progressing and graduating this program. Okay? Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Michelle. That was awesome. I want to really reiterate what she was talking about, and that is the fact you all have a tremendous amount of support here at Escoffier. Each and every one of us with Escoffier are committed to your success. And all you have to do is communicate, because we are behind you 110% all the way. So let's make it happen. I graduated from culinary school too. I know it's difficult. When I graduated from culinary school, I was the only student in the entire school. It was a nightmare. But things have changed over the years, and so it's a little bit different. This is a long time ago though. Moving on to our next topic. Google Drive. How many of you guys are familiar with Google Drive out there? Good. There's a couple of you out there. Awesome. That is fantastic. Chef Matthew and I are chefs. And sometimes we think that we're pretty good at what we do, that we know our knowledge. However, Google Drive, we are very familiar with it. We can answer some basic questions for you about your Google Drive. However, if you have issues with Google Drive, which includes putting things into your drive, uploading your assignment, creating docs, whatever the case is, you need to get in the habit of calling technical support, right? Technical support at 877-224-8576. That number is also located in many different areas throughout your class page. On all the pages, it's listed at the bottom. And there's also a help tab that we're going to take a look at here in just a moment that will help you with all of these Google issues. For those of you that are new to Google, be patient, right? The more you work it, the more you understand it, the easier it becomes. Look at Jeffrey down there. He's like, yeah, it does, doesn't it? Yeah.
Well, I'm laughing, so you guys know I actually am a consultant with Google. So.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, I'm in their tech support. So.
Oh, awesome.
Wow. Interesting.
Well, Google Drive, in my opinion, having worked with a lot of different formats over the years, is probably one of the most efficient and awesome systems. Once you become familiar with it, and the connectivity between the different, all the way from YouTube all the way through your Drive is incredible. And we have a great team of IT people here that will walk you through the process. So pick up the phone, call before you submit your assignments to make sure that they're solid. And if you have any IT questions, 877-224-8576, located at the bottom of the class page. They're going to work with it. They're going to help you out and take care of you. Any questions about that? What about Rudolph? What's going on, man?
So I got a question. What was that number again?
877-224-8576. That phone number is also located at the bottom of each one of your class pages. So
All right.
Big letters. Take advantage of that resource. It's critical. Critical.
Because
go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I'm having trouble with it because I don't have my Chromebook yet. And when I was doing my orientation, and I spoke to a couple of people about this, but when I was doing my orientation, I was having trouble submitting the assignment that was required for orientation. So do I just contact tech support about that?
You contact tech support about that. I believe you should be receiving your Chromebook tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yeah,
Okay.
I believe that there was a small group of students that were waiting for their Chromebooks. And yours is coming from the school, am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay, so it was sent out Tuesday, so it'll arrive on Thursday.
Okay. Should we received a tracking number yet?
Yes, I don't know that for sure, but I can follow up to find it out, and I'll take a look at it, and we'll find out what's going on.
Chef Matt,
Okay.
Chef Warren?
Yes.
Hey, so Rudolph, yes, you should be receiving an email hopefully tomorrow that will have that tracking number, but they have been sent off, okay? So don't worry.
Awesome.
Yeah, it'll come your way. If right now, even if you had your cell phone, you could download the app on there, but your Chromebook is on its way, okay?
Okay, awesome. That's what I'm worried about, is not being able to submit my assignments.
So
Okay.
Understanding that there was a hiccup, if you have a challenge with this week's assignment, once again, communicate.
Oh.
Let us know. We're gonna take care of you. You know, Chef Matthew and I have been noted as the two nicest guys in all of whole 101 program. Yes, and so we actually really enjoy helping you guys, and it's what we do. So take care.
Okay.
So something on that note, something I can't stress enough to everybody, and I know how hard it is. You all have work, you all have, you know, kids and things to do, and you're busy. Get your assignments in early, because I'll tell you a secret. If you turn in your assignment early, then I can grade it early. And if you want to change your submission, then you can change it and get more points.
That's right.
You like that?
Good
Is that
deal,
fair?
man. Yeah. Jeffrey, what's going on?
Yeah, so I'm a little confused. So you're not going to yell at us and call us names? That's what I thought I was signing up for.
Well, we can arrange that. It's kind of funny that you mentioned that. Most of these classes in the future, they're all about food and all about industry. This first class, we go through a lot of procedures and that kind of stuff to get everybody adequate to what's going on. However, I grew up in the industry back in the 1980s when flying saute pans and Gordon Ramsays were left and right. And, that's no longer the case. And So we're here. And, you know, speaking of reaching out and communicating with Chef Matthew and I, or Michelle for that fact, we understand that mistakes happen, especially at this level in culinary school. We anticipate those mistakes. We are very happy when you share those mistakes with us, because then we're able to help you get to your goal. So, you know, some of you out there that get a little bit nervous about showing that side that, hey, I can't get it, I don't understand it. Hey, take advantage of it, you know, because we know we've been through school as well, and we know it can be tough. So we are here to help. Before we move on to something else, I wanted to touch on a couple of things. One is commitment and priority. All of you in this class have made the decision to create a better tomorrow. I believe all of you in this class are chasing a passion and a desire to be in culinary arts. Am I correct? Right? It's like anything else in life. It takes work, determination, and self-discipline to succeed. Being a chef is not an easy career. It's not a walk in the park. It's not something that happens instantly. It is something that we all have to work for, and the reward is huge when you get there, and it is worth every ounce of effort that you put into it. My recommendation to all of you today, take a piece of paper, write down why you are here, right? I am here because I want to be a chef. I am here because I'm pursuing a passion. I am here because I'm building a better tomorrow, right? Write it down on a piece of paper, because there are going to be tough times in this course. There are going to be challenging times. There's going to be stressful times when life events are going on. You're trying to get assignments in. We're loading you down with more work. You've got to refer back to that piece of paper to refresh your memory as to why you're here, because each and every one of you out there are more than capable of succeeding, right? You guys have all taken the first step on your way to success, and we are here to help you stay on that path. So, bottom line is, make this program your priority, and you're going to succeed, because you have a lot of support. Always remember why you are here. There's 5 things that you need to do to get through this course, right? If you want to walk out of this course with 100 in your pocket, 5, 5, and 5. Well, Little Caesars, right? Is it Chef Matthew? Does Little Caesars do that? 5, 5, and 5?
Yeah, I think it is Little Caesars, isn't it?
Yeah. Do they have those in Indiana?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Right? There's 5 things that you have to do to get through this CU 101 class. Beyond the work and the self-discipline, you have to, number 1, pay close attention to detail. Our intention in this class is to teach you techniques, right? Techniques, techniques, techniques. Everything else, the creativity, the flavors, everything else, we'll worry about that down the road. But attention to detail, we're really into making sure you understand how to prepare the pasta, how to cook the pasta, how to make the sauce, how to reduce the sauce, how to use a knife. We want you to learn the techniques. Number 2, stay ahead of the game. For those of you that like to procrastinate out there, like Chef Matthew was talking about turning in assignments a little bit earlier, it's going to get rough. Successful chefs in the industry, we always work 2 or 3 days out. If we have a banquet for 500 people, do you think we start cooking on that day? Does anybody think that? Heck no. We're outside drinking a soda waiting for the people to show up, right? We start working 2 or 3 days in advance. Culinary arts, the business of culinary arts is staying ahead of the curve. So if your assignment is due on Tuesday at 11:59 Central Standard Time, don't wait until Tuesday, right? Submit it on Friday. Submit it on Saturday. Get it done early, right? You're only giving yourself the advantage of success by doing that. So do not lollygag. Number 3, to get through this course, communication. I want you guys to drive Chef Matthew and I nuts, right? If I go to bed screaming at night because I've had so many phone calls, that means you guys are doing your job.
Easy there, Chef.
I
You
love
want
it.
him to drive us nuts?
Yeah, more nuts. Yeah. More nuts. Pick up that phone and call and say, hey, I need help. Hey, Chef Matthew, I don't understand my grade. Hey, Michelle, I'm having a challenge with this. Hey, Chef Warren, what's going on with this assignment? We are here to support you. Fourth most important thing you can do in this course is each week you are given a rubric, right? There's an assignment page. Simply follow the instructions on the assignment page, right? Do not deviate. Don't go left. Don't go right. Once again, we're trying to get you to focus on the techniques, and the rubrics are designed to show that you've learned the techniques. So for example, this week, there's 14 things that are required in the assignment. Just check them off before you submit it. Make sure you've done all 14 things, and then boom, always get 100. Fifth most important thing, fifth, is attend the live sessions, right? If you cannot make a live session because something's going on, we understand sometimes you got to work, whatever the case is, following the live session each Wednesday night, generally within about an hour following the live session, we post the live session as an archive on the class page. When you watch it, you get credit for it. Chef Matthew?
And when you're in the live session, we tell you things that you need to know. We're going to tell you what you need to know. We're going to give you pointers. We're going to give you tips. We're going to give you hints on how to successfully navigate the class. That's why we need you to be in here. What we're talking about is important stuff. We're going to goof around a little bit because we're like that. But
chefs will be chefs.
Chefs will be chefs. But we want you to get the important stuff. And if you can't make it to the live session, that's okay. You can watch the live archive, and you got to do those. Also, when I grade, I'm going to give you live feedback on a video. So you're going to have a video with me talking to you, and you need to listen to that video because I'm going to give you pointers. I'm going to give you tips and hints. And who likes it when they get tips and hints that make it easy to score big on your assignment? I know it. All those hands are up. I know it.
Yeah.
Get your money's worth. Ask us questions. Be in the live session. Listen to the feedback.
That's right. Good pointers. Good pointers. Great information. So, culinary, CU 101, culinary foundations. Our week starts on Wednesday and it ends on Tuesday. Just for general information, so the start of each week begins with a live session on Tuesday. I will generally send you a message or a short video like I did today, introducing the live session and welcoming you all to the class. All weekly assignments are due 11:59 on Tuesday, Central Standard Time, right? We do everything in Central Standard Time. We love Central Standard Time, right? So 11:59 on Tuesday is when your assignment's due. If you submit late, you lose 15 points, 15% right off the top. And after Friday, you can no longer submit it. Does everybody understand that? Any questions about that? Alicia, what's your question?
For the support number, is it 24 hours?
No. Michelle, what are the hours for technical support? They're 7 days a week.
Yeah, it should be 9 to 9, Chef.
That's what I thought. 9 to 9 Central Standard Time. Good question, though, Alicia.
Are your numbers 24 hours?
No, 24 hours. 9 to 9, 7 days a week. Yeah. Our numbers 24 hours. You can call us at any point in time during the day that you like. And generally, we'll answer our phones anywhere from early in the morning till later in the evening, but I can't guarantee any 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning answering. Yeah. Let's answer another question here.
Repeat what you said previously about the submitting time period.
All assignments are due. Weekly assignments are due Tuesday at 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time. If they are submitted after that, you take a 15-point penalty, and you can submit up until Friday at 12 a.m. Central Standard Time your assignment. Okay. Anytime after that, you have to submit it as a makeup assignment later on in the course. However, this is where people continuously run into challenges. Those that wait till 11:45 on a Tuesday night to start submitting their assignment, it's just Murphy's Law. Your internet's going to drop or something's going to go down. That's why we always say chefs are always way ahead of the game. If it's due on Tuesday, we're getting it done on Friday. Okay. Who's our next question? Who do we got? Dusty.
Yeah, I was looking at the laydown of class, and it says in the grades that makeup assignment 1 and 2 during week 6.
Correct.
Are those assignments that we're going to do no matter what, or only if we miss an assignment?
Only if you miss an assignment. We give you the opportunity to resubmit those.
Okay.
Answer your question?
So it's not something that we need to, it's not like something that we need to do on top of everything else. It's only if we miss something.
Correct. Correct.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. How about Rudolph? What's going on, Rudolph?
I have a question about the toolkit. And the toolkit, was it supposed to come with a with a peeler or no?
No, I don't believe so. And if you're missing anything in your toolkit, the remainder comes in week 3.
Okay, so that the peeler should have been week 3, right?
Correct.
Okay, so we didn't get one in the first shipment.
Correct. Correct.
Okay, all right. I was like confused. I saw when I was watching one of the videos, the knife skill video today, I was getting confused about that because he was saying that there should have been a peeler in your toolkit, but I was like, wait, I didn't get one. So I was confused about that.
Right, I believe that comes in week 3.
Week 3, okay.
Yeah. All right. Lahoma.
I wanted to refer to that question as well. So the rest of the items from the toolkit are still coming? Because I saw that too. We didn't have everything that was pictured.
Correct. It comes in 2 parts, right?
Oh, okay.
One, when you initially start the course, you'll get some of your basic supplies, and then during week 3, you'll get the remainder of the toolkit.
I just put the list for the, I'm sorry, I just put the list for the first kit in the chat. It's knife, sandy strips, ruler, peeler, hat, coat, apron.
Uh-oh.
I didn't get my peeler. I can't.
Okay.
So I didn't get a peeler.
All right.
No, I got a
Neither did I.
scale.
Okay, hang on one moment. Michelle?
Thank you.
All right.
So I'm going to put my email address back in the chat. If you're missing something from your kit, please email me because there's a lot of important information that Chef needs to cover with you guys. And so the toolkit is a separate issue. I'm going to put my email in there. Please email me and let me know what you're missing, and I will take care of it, okay?
Hey.
Thank you.
You got it. Thank you, Michelle.
Perfect.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, Michelle, because I got a question. I mean, wouldn't it be easier for us to tell you what we received? Because how do we know what we're missing? Because what that list of things that we were supposed to get, there's some things that I got on that list and other things that I don't have. So wouldn't it be easier for us just to say this is what we received?
Mm-hmm. Well, Chef Matthew had stated that he was going to put in the chat what is supposed to be in your kit. And so if you look at that and you're missing something from that list that he mentioned, that's what you need.
Okay, from the list. Okay.
Yeah, but either or, if you want to tell me, hey, this is what I have, this is what I'm missing, I don't know, just email me.
I don't know what I'm supposed to get, because I can tell you I got things that aren't even in that list, that the pictures that you guys sent. And of course,
yeah, I noticed in the chat that a lot of people are missing
a few items.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gents, we gotta keep rolling forward here for the next few minutes. I'll get back to the remainder of your questions here. Once again, if you do have any problems with your tool kit, Michelle Richardson just put into the chat, and she is going to take care of that for all of you. She's very efficient, and it'll get taken care of quickly. So if anything's missing, we'll make sure that you get it right away. Moving on to our the remainder of CU 101. I mentioned that all assignments are due on a weekly basis, Tuesdays at 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time. There are 2 exceptions, and that one would be week 6, and the other one would be week 12. And as we approach those weeks, we will discuss the actual due dates. Now, other than the weekly assignments in this class, there are two other things that are due. One would be the discussion board, and one would be the knowledge check. That varies week by week. Those two items are due on Saturday. And as we approach, we get a little bit closer, we'll discuss those a little bit more in detail. Now, if everybody can follow this next part, your life is going to be good, because this is great information. In order to manage your time, time management within culinary arts is a huge, huge issue, right? The most valuable thing that we have as a chef is our time, right? We know that a lot of you work, a lot of you have family lives, a lot of you have other things going on. So time management becomes essential to succeed in this course. This is the way you need to do it. Every Wednesday, you need to attend the live session, right? If you can't, watch it when you get home later on that night. Every Thursday, get your knowledge check done. Participate in the discussion board if there is one that week. Every Friday, you need to plan your assignment out, and then you need to purchase your product. It's a short time period. We're just talking little bits of time each day, right? So you want to plan it out. Chefs plan everything to the T, right? Saturday and Sunday, you want to prepare, prep, and submit your assignment. The sooner you get it to Chef Matthew, the sooner you get it back, and the better it is. And then Monday and Tuesday, you have the opportunity to resubmit the assignment should you need it, right? Does that help? Right? Wednesday, live session. Thursday, knowledge check and discussion board. Friday, plan, shop. Saturday, Sunday, prep, prepare, submit, right? Monday, Tuesday, chill out, wait to do a resubmit if necessary. You're way ahead of the game. Ladies and gents, we're going to take a look at our class page right now and see what's going on here in CE or CU 101. Can everybody see the screen? We all good?
Looks
all right.
Good.
Ladies and gents, okay, up here, this top bar up here, you're going to see a list of the courses that you are enrolled in, right? You've got your dashboard, you've got your online certificate program. I'm in a few more classes than you are. And then faculty and staff information, which you don't need to worry about. However, this next tab right here is extremely critical. It is the Help Center. And in this Help Center tab, there is a tremendous amount of information for your Google Drive. Take advantage of it, right? It talks about how to upload things, how to submit your assignments, all of that good information. And then continuing on, resources. Tremendous amount of resource here on this website. Technique videos, the academic catalog, the glossary, what kind of foods are there, questions about different foods, different information, student commons where you can go to communicate with other students, campus store, and additional information or additional equipment should you desire it. Student finance, for those of you that are financing, this is where you go for that tab. And then here you can find all of your general information regarding this course, including people, grades, assignments, all of that kind of good stuff. Up here in the right-hand corner, you'll see a little blurb, like a little, what do you call that kind of box, Chef Matthew? The little question thing up here. And you'll see the number 3 to it. That signifies that I have 3 messages in there. And so you will see that as well when we send you messages. And so that's where your message notification center is. So they're going to share right up there. Taking a look to get down to various weeks, you can just click on the number. We're on week 1. So if we click on week 1, it'll take us directly to the week 1 assignment. And then down here, we have weekly lesson plans and that type of good stuff. However, on the right-hand side of the class page here, our textbook, Professional Cooking by Wayne Gilsland. Excellent book. It is in there. If you want to purchase one, you can go through Amazon or another bookseller. They're right around $100. They're a little bit expensive. Course syllabus, if you want to take a look at it. And the weekly inventory sheet. So you're going to need to utilize that for the purchasing of your product. It's extremely important. It'll tell you what you need to purchase each week. For example, this week you need 5 pounds of russet potatoes. So that sheet is located right there on the right-hand side of your class page. View grades for this course. Awesome. How many of you out there have done your course agreement declaration? Most people have. Everyone needs to get this completed before they can get going on the course.
One quick question, please.
What's that?
One quick question, please. The course agreement and then the next one, which the ebook, are them both individual documents that need to be signed, or because I know I did the first one and it went through, but I noticed when I went to this one, all it did was come up. I think I had downloaded it. I shouldn't have downloaded it, should I?
So the one is your copy of the textbook and user agreement?
Right. Okay. Yeah. The first one, the course agreement, I scrolled down to the bottom, agreed or whatever, and that went through. The second one I clicked on, is there something to be signed on that, or were they both connected to each other?
I believe they're all a unidoc, so they're all combined into one.
Okay, so because it let me go into the class, so does that mean I did it right?
That means you did it right.
Okay, thanks, sir.
So each week you're going to see that right here. It says week 1, right? Research materials. When you click on research materials, you're going to find all the information that is relevant to this week's assignment and to this week's knowledge check. So it's going to have your different technique videos in there, different specifications, and then all of the information that is required for the knowledge check, which is right down below it. The knowledge check, you can take it as many times as you like, and only the highest score will stick. Any questions about that? So if you have to take it 15 times, you can take it 15 times, and only the highest score will stick. Most people don't have to take it 15 times, fortunately, but that works as well. These bright red letters here, first attempt due no later than Saturday, September the 29th at 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time. Make sure that you get your knowledge check done this week before Saturday. It's very, very important. Live session right here. And as I mentioned a few moments ago, right below it is the week 1 live session archive. So if you miss the live session each week, you will see this under each class page, and you just simply click on it. It'll take you to a link, and you watch the live video or live session archive, and you get credit for it. Down here is your assignment each week, which we're going to get back to this here in just a few moments and talk about it. And then always down at the bottom of the class page, there's a helpful folder. This week, I've put in there various information regarding this week's assignment, from knife cuts to how to hold a knife, etc., etc. So that is our class page. Also here on the right-hand side of the class page, you will notice my mugshot with my phone number, 520-276-6281. You can call or text that number, email address, and to send a message through the Moodle right here. Same thing with Chef Matthew, email address, telephone number, and a Moodle message button. Any questions regarding that? I got a few questions up here. How about Alicia? What's going on?
Yeah, I did the knowledge check on both of them. On one of them, I had to take at least 5 times as far as one. I'm satisfied with my 98. Do I have to get 100?
A 98 is fantastic on the knowledge check. I mean, that's good. We always push, and we want to see everyone get 100s on it. To take the knowledge check and to be successful on the knowledge check, thoroughly read the research materials and then take the knowledge check. All the questions are in the research material. So that should help you out. Does that answer your question?
But I can stick with my 98.
That'll stay. No, the system automatically grabs your highest score.
Okay, I'm just fine with my 98. I know I could get 100. It was only one wrong, but it takes a while to do that drag scene part.
Okay. Yeah, so you can stick with the 98.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Alicia. What about Shamika? What's your question?
Hey, Chef. I work in a hospital in the kitchen, and I was wondering right now, because I don't have a sanitizer bucket, is it possible that I can do my assignment at work and still submit it? Do it have to be in the kitchen, in my kitchen?
No, absolutely, absolutely. We encourage everybody to get into industry and start working. I mean, the more experience you have behind the range and on the range, the better off you're going to be in the long run. If you do your assignment from your commercial kitchen at work, cool. Yeah, not a problem.
Okay.
Not a problem. And we understand that. So that's all right, Shamika, does that answer your question?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right, Rudolph, do you have another question?
No, sir. I didn't raise my hand.
Okay, you're set. Let's see. What about Blake? Blake, did you have a question?
Yeah, my question was on the.
Blake.
Yeah, when you like on the course, when you get into your board and it says like CU 101, and it's got your percentage over there, like 6% completed, whatever. If you've done like, I've done the assignment, I've done the all stuff. I completed all of it, and it says like 6% that completed.
Correct. So I'm gonna. You're breaking.
I don't want to not finish something if I'm missing something.
Right. You're breaking up a little bit, and I'm gonna do my best to answer your question from what I heard. And you're referring to the completion, and you're showing 6% of the course has been completed at this point. However, it won't always reflect immediately as soon as you get an assignment. You have to have that information graded, and then it goes into the grade book. And we do not allow you to work very far in advance. So, for example, you can't start working on next week yet because we want you to go through the information. We want you to learn the technique, and then you can start working on it. Does that make sense? Is that good? All right, ladies and gents, back to what we are working on. We are going to get into the meat and the potatoes of this week. And see where we're going on your first assignment here. Exciting. Who's ready to start using a chef's knife out there? Yeah? These lectures about all these policies and procedures, they give me headaches. But because I love to cook. I'm a chef, and we want all of you cooking too. And so thank you very much for hanging in there with us and getting through all of this. This week's assignment, we're talking about kitchen setup and knife cuts. A few minutes ago, we talked about attention to detail and learning the techniques. That's all about this week's assignment. You are going to have to do a basic kitchen setup. And a basic kitchen setup is defined as having an anchor, which is traditionally a small wet towel that is laid flat on your work surface. And then you place a cutting board on top of the anchor. That anchor prevents your cutting board from slipping back and forth. That is a requirement in all commercial kitchens. When you send this through to Chef Matthew for evaluation, do not let that towel hang out over the edges because it collects bacteria. Botulism, Salmonella, Listerosis all love to grow in that thing. So we got to make sure we keep that towel tucked away. We're also going to start getting you in the habit of gathering your mise en place. How many people out there are familiar with the term mise en place? Okay, right? M-I-S-E, next word E-N, next word P-L-A-C-E. As a professional chef, you will eat, live, and drink mise en place, and you will hear that word more than any other word in the kitchen. So when we ask you for a station setup, you will have your cutting board with an anchor underneath it. Your mise en place will be what is associated for that week's assignment. The definition of mise en place is everything in its place or to gather everything you need. So when we ask you for a picture of your station setup, you know, this week we're working with potatoes and knives. And so obviously your mise en place would be potatoes, knives, peeler, towel, and a sanitation bucket. Okay?
Can I stop you right there real quick, Chef? I wanted to ask, okay, in the 14 pictures that we viewed in our orientation, it showed a picture of the cutting board. So are we to add a picture with the tile down first and then placement of that? So would that make it 15 pictures, wouldn't it?
No, we're going to walk through all that information for you specifically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And Chef Matthew's going to jump in here when we go through all that, and he's going to provide you exactly what he's looking for. Now, and some of you are going to be thinking by week 12, this is a little redundant. I know how to do it. These are professional standards. When you get into industry, these are the things you're going to have to do on a daily basis when you walk into the kitchen. So in order to properly get you prepared to go into industry, we have to start with these techniques. And each week it's going to be redundant with that. Sanitation solution. If you don't have your red bucket already, you should be getting a red bucket. If not, you can pick one up at Walmart. They're a small red bucket or a restaurant supply store, and they say sanitation solution on the bucket. In that bucket will go a half gallon of water and a half teaspoon of bleach, right? That becomes sanitation solution, right? How do we know what's in there? Well, in industry, we use test strips, right? And all of you, if you don't have your test strips yet, you should be getting them very, very soon. How many of you have test strips? Yeah, so quite a few of you do already. You're going to dip that test strip into your sanitation solution quickly. When you pull it out, it should be a purplish, kind of a dark purplish color, which should read between 50 and 100 parts per million. What we are looking for is you have the test tube bottle, right? And then there's various colors on the side of the test tube, each representing a different number range. You're going to hold your test strip up to that bottle in front of the numbers, and it should match between 50 and 100 parts per million. Are we checking on you? No. Do you know how to put a half teaspoon into water? Yes. When you go into industry, are the local authorities going to come around to your kitchen and check? Yes. Right? So it's something you have to get in the habit of doing on a regular basis now. It's not optional, and it's something that we become very strict with, and it does end up costing a lot of points. So it is something essential. If you do not have your red bucket yet, you can get away with using those sanitation wipes for this week and maybe next week. We don't let you go too long with those. Those things oftentimes have scents, and the toxicity levels in those sanitation wipes are extremely high, and they are not recommended for food. Anything over 200 parts per million with traditional sanitation liquid becomes toxic, and there are certain members of our society that are very susceptible. The elderly, the sick, pregnant women, they become very susceptible to that level of toxicity in the sanitation solution. So it's a very serious subject. Let's stop real quick and to answer a couple of questions. Deidre, what's going on?
I had a question about the sanitation piece. Is that supposed to toolkit too?
You're supposed to what?
Is the sanitation bucket supposed to come into the toolkit that we receive also?
How are they receiving that, Michelle?
Say it again. I can hear it.
The red sanitation bucket?
Yes. No, they don't. That's something that does not come in the toolkit.
Okay, so that's something they supply on their own.
Correct. I don't know if you allow them to use like a bottle, a spray bottle, or the I don't know what else you let them use, but we don't provide the sanitation buckets.
Okay, so the sanitation buckets, you're going to pick them up at Walmart. I know they sell the sanitation buckets there. Your local restaurant supply store will sell the sanitation buckets. They're very inexpensive, maybe $2-3 a pop. They're only a couple of quarts all the way up to a gallon. We'll let you slide with using those wipes for the first week or two. the Lysol or sanitation wipes, but after that, those have to go bye-bye, because in industry, we don't want you walking in and setting up in the kitchen and wiping your station down with sanitation wipes. It ain't gonna fly. Your chef will flip.
Yeah.
Did that answer your question, Deidre?
Yes.
All right. What about the Liz? The Liz.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Welcome.
Okay, my question is about the temperature for the water.
Uh-huh. It should be room
And it needs to be hot, cold, warm.
No. And the reason I'd say just water, it should be regular room temperature water. Hot water will nullify the effects of the bleach and shorten the shelf life of the bleach in the kitchen. Some people say hot water because they think it helps merge the bleach and the water better. That's a no-no. Sanitation in the kitchen is always done with cold or room temperature water.
Okay.
That also, that temperature may be different county to county, state to state. But as far as I know from ServSafe, which is a national thing, I have not heard a temperature other than room temperature. So,
yeah.
Good question.
Good question, though. Okay, Petula, did I say that right?
Hey, Chef.
Hi.
Could you use bleach tablet in place of liquid bleach?
Should you use a what? A bleach tablet? What was that?
I think she said a towelette.
A towelette. For the first week or two, we're going to let you get away with using those the towelettes or the wipes. However, after week 2, you have to have your sanitation bucket. If you don't find the particular red sanitation bucket, you can use a traditional plastic bucket in your house, but it must be labeled sanitation solution. And that bucket can only be used for sanitation solution and nothing else. Does that answer your question, Petula?
No, I was asking if we could use bleach tablets in place of liquid bleach.
No, we ask that you don't do that because we're looking for a specific level. We're looking for a specific level of toxicity or a certain level of sanitation in the sanitation liquid, which will be between 50 and 100 parts per million. The measurements that I just gave you of a half gallon of water and a half teaspoon will take you exactly to that 50 to 100 parts per million. Okie doke?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Chef?
Just one moment, John. Okay, John, go ahead real quick, and then we gotta move on.
I understand that. I'm sorry, but the fact is that I have a bunch of kids in my home. And I've been cleaning everything religiously. You have to understand that. And what you're telling me is this is that. What can I do to make sure that nothing's happening or nothing's going to happen to my grandchildren? That's what I'm asking.
Well, I can't imagine any activities are gonna affect the children in any way. We certainly hope that doesn't happen. But the same time with the sanitation solution is a preventive measure, and between 50 and 100 parts per million, that is not a toxic level. That is still something that is safe. And the reason we make you use the sanitation test strips to show that it is between 50 and 100 parts per million is to keep you safe and your family safe. And it is also exactly what you will be doing once you're in industry.
I can respect that, Chef. I mean, I appreciate what you're saying, and I agree with you. So we'll go from here, okay?
And then, John, you certainly reach out if you have any other concerns about that, and I'll certainly work with you, and I'll do everything I can to help you.
Okay, thanks, Chef.
All right, we're going to move on. Hey, we're going to move on here in just a minute, and I'll get back to some of these questions here as we get through the class, but I want to make sure that everybody understands your assignment for this week. In your assignment, we're going to be cutting potatoes this week. You are going to take russet potatoes. I prefer you get the bigger potatoes. They're much easier to work with. Russets have the brown skin on them. They can be anywhere from 4 to 6 inches long. So buy the larger ones. I don't recommend buying the bag. I recommend buying them individually so you can pick out the bigger ones. You're going to wash that potato extremely well, and then you're going to peel it. And when you peel it, you need to make sure you remove all of the eyes, right? Those little divots that get in there, because those also carry bacteria, and they can be aesthetically unpleasing. So we want to make sure we remove all of those eyes. And then we're going to snap a photo. We're also going to snap a photo after we wash the potato. Now, when it comes to working with a knife, right? A chef's knife is our workhorse in the kitchen. We have a multitude of different knives that we use for a specific task. We work with scimitars, we work with paring knives, we work with tournay knives, and the list goes on and on. But for this course, primarily, we're going to be working with a chef's knife. All of this information that I'm about to share with you is also in your helpful folder, and it is also in the class rubric. So don't worry about writing everything down. This is reference material. You'll also be able to go back and watch this live session to help you out. So to properly hold a chef's knife, it is not natural, and it takes time and self-discipline to develop the technique. Trust me, Chef Matthew's going to nod his head when I say this. Do you still practice after 30 years? Yeah, I still practice after 37 years in the kitchen. So.
And you know what? Maybe a month ago, I cut my finger. That's the first time in probably 6 years. But I cut my finger on a knife. It's because I was talking while I was working, and I kind of cut the knife the wrong way, and bang, got my thumb.
Okay, so to properly hold a chef's knife, you're going to put 3 fingers on the grip, right? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Only 3 fingers on the grip. Nothing else. We don't hold it like this, right? None of this. We're not shaking hands. We don't want to make it feel welcome, but we don't want to make it feel unwelcome. But we're going to put 3 fingers onto the grip. We're going to put our index finger and our thumb onto the blade. Index finger and thumb on the blade. Do not do this. No, this is a bad thing because you're going to tilt your knife and cut your finger. Index finger and thumb on the blade. With our opposite hand, we make what is called the claw grip. The claw grip takes time and discipline to develop. You simply put your fingertips onto the food, knuckles extended forward, right? And the knuckles will guide the blade of your knife as you are chopping. 3 fingers on the grip, index finger and thumb on the blade. Knuckles turned under, fingertips on the food, thumb and pinky tucked away. Those are the most common cuts in the kitchen. There's also a diagram in your helpful folder to show you how to do that in a little bit more detail, and there's also a technique video about that. So when you're doing your assignment this week, watch it, discipline yourselves. Chef Matthew has a heyday because we all look for that in the kitchen. Once you've got your potato peeled, you're going to do what we call square it off. Squaring it off means you're going to cut it down until it becomes a nice square. It's actually a rectangle. You want that piece to be about 3 inches long and about 1 inch high. Any questions about that? Does that make sense? About 3 inches long, about 1 inch high, and about as wide as you can get it. So it's one rectangular piece of potato. You want that piece of potato to be as perfectly square or rectangular as physically possible. If it is off in dimension, it will affect the remainder of your cuts. It's like anything else in life, right? Do one bad thing, it leads to another bad thing. So now that you have your squared potato, you're going to cut that potato into what we call planks. If you take a look at our assignment page, which we're going to do here in just a moment, our dimensions primarily this week are 1/4 of an inch. So you're going to take that large dimension, 1/4 of an inch, and you're going to cut it into slabs at 1/4 of an inch, right? So then you're going to have sheets of potato that are going to be about 3 inches long and about 1/4 inch thick. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. Then you're going to lay that slab out and you're going to cut another 1/4 inch strip. That 1/4 inch strip will resemble a French fry. However, that first knife cut is called a bâtonnet. B-A-N-N-O-T. Bâtonnet, or B-A-T-O-N-N-E-T. Bâtonnet. And that is 1/4 of an inch by 1/4 of an inch by 2 1/4 inches, or 2 1/2 inches. You're going to cut it and you're going to line it up along a ruler. Don't use the centimeter side, use the inch side, right? You're going to line it up against a ruler and you're going to snap a photo. You need 1 cup of the bâtonnet. From the bâtonnet, once you have them all laid out, it's going to look like a bunch of French fries lying there nice and neat, right? They're all the same dimension, same length, same size. You're then going to go across the top of those 1/4 of an inch to create a small dice. You're going to lay the small dice up against the ruler, snap a photo of it. You need 1 cup of small dice. And then from that, you're going to do the julienne. This is a little bit more of a complicated cut. From that 1/4 inch strip, you're going to cut a 1/8 inch strip and then cut it 1/8 of an inch one more time. So your julienne is a string, a match cut is what it looks like. It's 1/8 of an inch by 1/8 of an inch by 2 to 3 inches. Okay. And then from that, you're going to go across the julienne, right, the opposite way, 1/8 of an inch, and you're going to create the brunoise. A brunoise is 1/8 of an inch by 1/8 of an inch by 1/8 of an inch, right? And then you're going to take all your leftover scraps and you're going to put them into proper storage. So I know these knife cuts sound a little bit tedious. They don't, it sounds a little bit rough. You're going to get it. When it comes to working with a knife, it takes patience and tolerance and self-discipline. And we're going to correct you, and correct you until we can get you on the right path. The knife cuts are what separates us from the home cooks. We are extremely tough on knife cuts because, number one, it affects your aesthetic presentation of your product, right? Going to grandma's house and going to a restaurant, the food looks a little different. And then also for cooking times, if you don't have a chef, or you as a chef cannot cut everything exactly small dice, when you go to saute it, the big pieces are going to cook a lot slower than the little pieces, and the little pieces are going to be mush by the time the medium pieces get done, et cetera, et cetera. So you're going to have a lot of inconsistency there. So with your bâtonnet, your julienne, and your dice, and your brunoise, we are after a lot of consistency. It's extremely important. So let's take a look at our class page here quickly, and then we're going to get to some questions here in just a few moments to help everybody out. Can everybody see the screen? We looking good? Yeah. Chef Matthew, do you want to explain this part?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Questions.
So 14, you notice there right at the top of that, it says required proof. That's why we have you take the pictures, because we want to see that you're doing it. We want to see that you're doing the practice. It's not that we don't trust you or we don't believe you. This is our only way to know. So we want to see that those pictures, that's going to tell the story. So first is your sanitation bucket with the proper station setup. So that's going to be the tools you're going to need, and a nice clean workspace that's not going to have one of your kids' homework on it. It's not going to have the cat's water dish on it or anything like that. It's going to be a clean, free workspace that you can use. Then a sanitizer bucket, then a countertop with the secured cutting board. So what I want you to do with the secured cutting board, let's pretend this is a cutting board. And let's pretend this is the towel underneath it. Just lift up the cutting board and show me that there's a towel underneath. That's only going to be for the first couple weeks, and then we're going to stop doing that. So eventually I'll know that you're doing that. And does anybody know what I'm talking about, securing the cutting board?
Anchor.
Yeah, the anchor under there. Yeah, wait till if you've never done that before, wait till you use your cutting board and you're trying to cut stuff and your board is sliding all around. That's a great way to cut yourself. So cut potatoes, not fingers. Okay. So next, properly clean and organize tools and knives. So show us your mise en place there. Next picture, a washed and scrubbed potato. Next picture, a peeled potato with the eyes removed. The eyes are those little dirty spots that kind of grow in the potato. You don't want to serve those. So as a regular thing, that's what you're going to do in the industry anyway. You're going to take that out. That's not proper for service. So make sure those are cleaned up all the way. And then show us your hand holding the knife properly. Chef, did we go over how to hold the knife properly? Okay. So make sure you've got 3 fingers on the handle, and the other 2, it's like picking up a pen or a pencil. The other 2 should be either side of the blade up toward the top. So you're not actually touching the sharp part of the blade. It's the best grip. Holding the product with the claw grip, and then showing us your rectangular potato block. And then the next would be the 4 cuts, and each one of them next to a ruler. So have a cup of bâtonnet or a pile of bâtonnet with one right next to the ruler so I can see the exact measurements on it, and so on with the next 3. And then your scraps in a scrap bucket so I can see you have a bunch of peels. Is that good, Jeff?
That's pretty good. And the one thing I wanted to touch on, thank you so much, Chef Matthew. The one thing I wanted to touch on was your self-identification photo, which is critical and required each week. Do not send us a picture of your midriff. Do not send us a picture of your shoes. We want to see a picture of you in professional dress with a hat, nice clean pressed chef coat, proper pants, proper shoes, and it's extremely important. Once again, this is industry standard. When you show up to start working as a professional culinarian, you are going to be required to follow these procedures, the same procedures that we have developed here at Escoffier. So it is very, very important that you do show up, or you do have your self-identification photo included in each assignment. Do not recycle the photo. In other words, do not use the same picture from week 1 through week 12. It doesn't work. Do not send us pictures of your toes. We've had that happen. Nice professional head to toe shot. Have someone take it of you if at all possible. So once again, this assignment is due no later than Tuesday at 11:59 p.m. this week. We also talked about our knowledge check this week. That knowledge check must be submitted first attempt no later than Saturday, September the 29th this week. It is extremely critical. I'm going to get to some questions here in just a moment, but as we wrap this class up, you guys rock. This is an exciting class. And we're going to have a lot of fun. Like I mentioned a moment ago, we don't talk this much normally. This is week 1, so we have a lot of policies and procedures to cover. Next week, it's a lot more about food and a lot more about cooking. So get used to that. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen.